Hello, my name is Dr. Fred Moss, and I'm here with my co host, my wonderful good friend, Sam Morris. We're the wizard and the warrior, and we're here to present to you this new podcast called Insanity. That's two words, Insanity, where we really take on the thin line between being sane and being insane.
And there's not a lot that Fred and I have in common other than our appreciation for deep, authentic conversations with interesting people.
Yep, I'd say that too. I mean, we don't have that much in common, and deep, authentic conversations is one thing, but we have another thing in common, actually, Sam, don't we? I mean, we're nonconformists. There's nothing about us that's a whole lot like the other people who are supposed to be like us.
We are both able to really tear a hole in the fabric of normal conversations and bring in topics and themes and questions that a lot of people simply aren't addressing these days.
Yeah, it really is. It's something that takes a toll on our brain. I mean, we start looking at like all the different ways that people manage life. And we start doing so by having these great conversations with respect, with compassion, with insight, with humor, really looking at what are our guests having to offer? What are they doing to get through this crazy world? What are they doing with their own sense of insanity?
Yeah, and you know, one thing that you and I do better than just about anyone else is we are able to bridge the type of conversation that might happen in a lecture hall or in an intellectual circle, bridge those types of conversations with the average people out there who need to have these things broken down to them so these high level concepts can reach a much larger audience.
Yeah, I mean, from the lecture hall to the streets, right? Or from the mansion to the crack house, that's where we are, Sam. Each of us both entirely comfortable there. But whichever I am, I'm always asking the question, are we going insane? Are we going flipping insane? I mean, look around us. The world appears to be going insane, or at least it thinks it is, or maybe this is called sanity. What do you think, Sam?
Are we really living in a post-truth world? That's the question. Or is truth just struggling to catch up with how quickly things are changing? I mean, the structures and the institutions that we are so used to are all falling apart right in front of our eyes. So having interesting conversations and engaging these guests and being able to bridge that intellectual discussion with the average person is our goal.
Whoa, I am telling you, I feel that thing to my core. Every time I blow my mind, it hurts. It turns out that I blow my mind like several times a day. And really, what's happening here is that we really are like taking a peek at that thin line, that little razor's edge that lands in between sanity and insanity.
Yeah, you know, when we put our heads together, the types of conversations that come out are just amazing. Everything from deep metaphysical conversations to super practical myopic conversations and everything in between. And we talk about things from media to entertainment to technology to science. And we can go deep on a lot of these subjects and ask questions that other people simply aren't asking.
So each and every episode, we're going to treat you a little bit to our conversation because they really are fun and we really do go on the far edges of different topics.
And one thing about you and me, Fred, is we are just normal guys, but we happen to be able to have high level discussions with a number of different themes.
Yep, exactly. You know, with tenacity and with relentlessness and with fearlessness. I think our audience can expect you, Sam Morris, and me, Fred Moss, to take on these conversations in ways that are unexpected and maybe have never been done before.
I'm an experienced executive coach, and Dr. Fred is a board certified psychiatrist for the past 30 years. He's been in that profession, and yet it's not really so much about our resumes on paper as much as our experiential education. Fred lived nomadically around the world and had engaged with people on whole different levels than a lot of people engage with people. Not your typical psychiatrist. I happen to be paraplegic for the past 21 years, so I've been through deep trauma, both psychologically and physically, that I bring to the table, and it's really created a really deep sense of humanity inside of me. So we bring some really interesting personal experience to the equation.
It turns out that Sam Morris and Fred Moss have a lot to say, and it's going to be really fun to share with you what we say to each other and even share with you what we get with our guests. It is with total privilege that I now announce my great and highest honor to work with Sam Morris in bringing you the Insanity Podcast. If you want to get a hold of us, the information is right down here. It's sure going to be a fun time, right, Sam? I can't wait.
I feel the same, Fred. I'm really excited about bringing insanity to you.